Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Randall. Links in the description if you want to support. shopmcclures.com if you want to help out. Kari Lake is back in court today, so we wanted to get into this and check some of it out. This is an article actually posted yesterday from AZ Central, May 16th. Kari Lake gets one final chance to prove she was robbed. It's an opinion piece. So Kari Lake gets another chance to prove she was robbed in last year's election based upon the judge's ruling. I wouldn't hold my breath. So it comes down to this for Kari Lake. After several lawsuits, a multitude of ever-evolving accusations, and coast-to-coast 24/7 complaints he was robbed, Lake gets yet another trial to try to demonstrate that she was denied her due in the Arizona governor's race held more than 6 months ago, proving that inevitable point that if you throw enough stuff against the wall, surely something will stick, or will it? I don't personally believe that that's what they're doing here. At all, in any way, shape, or form. So clearly a bias piece written by some liberals. But let's get through it anyways. Young Scarecrow, welcome back. We appreciate you. All right. Kari Lake has a high hurdle to clear. Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Peter Thompson on Monday ruled that Lake has one final chance to prove she is Arizona's duly elected governor, denied her victory as a result of a plot engineered by the Republicans who run Maricopa County's elections. She thinks that Republicans run Maricopa County elections. Okay, this is definitely an opinion piece. What a high hurdle she must clear. Thompson tossed out Lake's latest bombshell, her claim that the county sabotaged tabulation equipment to throw the race to Democrat Katie Hobbs. This followed his December ruling tossing out her various other claims about the many ways in which she was robbed. But the Arizona Supreme Court ordered him to take another look at her signature verification complaint, and on Monday he granted her a 2-day trial beginning on Wednesday to produce clear and convincing evidence that the county didn't bother verifying tens of thousands of early ballot signatures, resulting in her loss. Lake was jubilant. I don't know if you guys seen any of the videos that Kari Lake actually put out on her Instagram of the tabulation centers in Maricopa County. One specific video shows one guy verifying signatures in a cubicle right next to somebody else verifying signatures. You can clearly see that one person is actually verifying signatures and the other person is clicking them through literally as fast as the computer will load. You can watch one person verify one while this guy does 5, this guy does 2, this guy's up to 15, this guy does 3, he's up to 25. So clearly he wasn't verifying signatures. So I don't know if, one specific video evidence would be enough or not. But it's definitely enough for me. That's for sure. Lake's attorneys claim they have evidence. I'm guessing she didn't actually read the judge's tall order. Ooh, Charles Richardson. We appreciate you. She must demonstrate at trial, pursuant to her concessions, that the Maricopa County's higher-level signature reviewers conducted no signature verification or curing, and in so doing had systematically failed to materially comply with the law, Thompson wrote in his ruling issued Monday night. This is, of course, in addition to the requirement that she prove that this alleged complete failure to conduct verification resulted in a change in the outcome of the gubernatorial election proven by a competent mathematical basis. In other words, Hobbs can rest easy. I don't know how easy Hobbs should be able to rest. If she reads your opinion fluff piece, she'll probably be feeling real comfy. But Lake's attorneys claim to have evidence that show at least 175,000 early mail-in ballots were illegally counted in a race she lost by only 17,117 votes that the county ignored. Whoever's hitting the Cash App, we appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you. County ignored and required that it verify early ballots were signed by actual voters. To prove its point, Team Lake points to what it claims are phony signatures on ballots in the 2020 election. That'll be a non-starter given that Lake ran in 2022, not 2020. She also is relying on 3 low-level 2022 election workers who claim they threw out every They threw out anywhere from 15 to 40% of signatures, only to watch all those signatures eventually be accepted and the ballots counted. Okay, so apparently three election workers who said they tossed out signatures, watched the same signature go up the chain, and then later get put back in. Apparently, that doesn't matter either. Not evidence. Definitely not evidence. We have mathematical basis to show the election should be overturned. Lake's attorney, Kurt Olson, told the judge on Friday. Never mind that signature verification is a three-step process with rejected signatures kicked up 2 additional levels of better trained workers who have access to additional signatures in voter files. Never mind, too, that voters whose signatures are rejected are given a chance to cure their ballot by verifying that they, in fact, signed them. Don't expect clear proof of election fraud. Maricopa County leaders don't sound like they're exactly laying awake nights worried about Lake's latest opportunity to expose election fraud in court. For 3 years, our signature verification process has been questioned, and for 3 years, we have presented evidence in court and to voters that showed it is thorough, legal, and always subject to bipartisan oversight, Supervisor Chairman Clint Hickman said in a statement issued late Monday. Judge Thompson has now ordered a short trial that gives Kari Lake an opportunity to provide clear and convincing evidence to the contrary. Clear and convincing to a judge, not to a bunch of conspiracy tweeters who are predisposed to believe whatever fantasy Lake conjures up. Oh, this is definitely a puff piece, dude. A judge who on Wednesday will be looking for Lake to prove her claim with actual hard evidence that she didn't lose to Hobbs by 17,117 votes. I'm thinking it's time for Kari Lake to grab her sledgehammer and gear up for that run for the Senate. Yeah, I don't know why this is even considered a news article. Shouldn't this be posted as like an op-ed? I mean, it does say opinion here, but it looks like the opinion is just this paragraph. The whole thing is an opinion, for sure. The entire thing is an opinion. Because Maricopa County elections being run by Republicans is laughable. Actually laughable. All right, I want to see if there's any news from today. After court, during court, throughout court. Today. All right, check out Newsweek. So this article is from today at 4:52 Eastern Time. A witness in the Kari Lake trial began crying while on the stand as the former GOP candidate for governor made her last remaining arguments in her lawsuit contesting the results of Arizona's 2022 election. On Wednesday, the trial over the only remaining claim from Lake's election lawsuit that election officials in Maricopa County failed to perform high-level signature verification on ballots that had been flagged by lower-level screenings began. After identifying herself as a former election worker in Maricopa County, Jacqueline Onigkite was asked by the judge why she wanted to get involved in the county's election process to begin with. I'm doing this for my children. I have 5 children, 9 grandchildren. I want their vote to count. Onigkite said as she started to cry. Onigkite, whom Lake described as a whistleblower on Twitter, continued to testify between sobs, saying she worked in both the 2020 elections and the 2022 midterms. When the judge asked if she was okay, she apologized for crying. Before her testimony began, she said she is registered Republican but had voted for former President Barack Obama. More than 4 months after the Democratic governor Katie Hobbs took office, Lake is still challenging Hobbs' victory. Lake lost more than 17,000 votes in November's midterm race. Lake's lawsuit brought several claims disputing the results of the election, but only one is left. 8 of her other original claims were tossed out before the initial trial began, and another claim about ballot printing issues, which she was given a chance to prove, was dismissed by a court. Lake faces a particularly high bar in proving her final claim. Not only does she have to prove that higher level signature verification was overlooked, but she has to convince the judge that this affected the outcome of the gubernatorial election. On Wednesday, Onenkite testified that she felt pressured and uncomfortable after supervisors asked her and other election workers to re-review some of the ballots that had already been rejected, saying she didn't want to approve ballots that had already been tossed out. She described the situation as very overwhelming. Onenkite, who was trained for approximately 5 days, said a number of those ballots had bad signatures and that some of the envelopes had names and addresses that were different from the voter history records. Asking during the cross-examination if she performed her duties in verifying signatures, Onenkite said, "Yes, I did." So this is kind of the semantics game they're playing. So the lawyer in the cross-exam says, well, you did your job, right? How they trained you? Did you do your job successfully? And she's going to say, yes. I think Kari Lake's whole point is how they train the employees, how they managed and supervised the employees on the day was the fraud. Like, that was the fraud. Along with printing the ballots on the wrong paper so they would not be accepted by the tabulators. Apparently that case was thrown out. I don't know the specifics on that one and why it was thrown out. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And granted, I'm probably biased in some way, or definitely am biased, but you can't look at the overwhelming issues, we'll call them issues, with the election and think everything was above board hunky-dory. We are on YouTube, so I can't really go into my full thoughts, unfortunately. I've already had a strike from YouTube for that. So we won't get into it that much, but I'm curious how it plays out. I'm curious what the judge thinks of the testimony. Unfortunately, what we probably need on the stand is a Democrat, registered Democrat, to say that there was problems. Because apparently anytime a Republican says that there was issues with an election, they're just a conspiracy theorist. If a Democrat claims election problems, though, they're taken seriously. They do investigations. They do all kinds of stuff. So I guess that should be the game plan for Republicans, is to get Democrats on board with the bullshit. But interesting story, definitely interesting story. If you're on the live, we are going to keep going. If you're tuning to this as a video, we do go live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 3:30 to 5:30, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook. Rumble.com/McClures is the best place. And if you want to help support the channel and keep us going, shopmcclures.com is where you can buy quality American products. All kinds of stuff. It's not t-shirts and sweaters. It's American products for your house, for your pets, for your wife, for yourself. So pick something up that's American made, helps out the channel, helps the country, keeps us going, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. Later, bye.